Okay, we're on. Welcome everyone to Drift Talk episode 2. We're here with probably the nicest person in drifting, King of Riga, Mr. Martin Richards. Hello.
Hello everybody, how you all doing?
So today we're drifting together, aren't we? On the simulator.
Yep.
And yeah, it's going to be super fun.
Yep, looking forward to it. I'm very new to this sim world. I've only had a simulator for about a week now, so I'm very new to this, and this is kind of one of my first times online, so forgive me if I'm bad at driving and not focusing on the chat so much, because it's kind of a weird thing driving and talking at the same time.
Yeah, it's a very weird one.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens and have some fun. That's the main thing.
Yeah, of course. So, hello Rico in New Zealand. Hi SR and RB. So yeah, this is going to be super fun. We're just going to be drifting, messing about, and yeah. So, I've got a couple of questions for you, Martin.
Okay.
So let's just start off with like the main thing that everyone wants to know. How did you start drifting? How did you get into it?
A very long time ago now. I bought the Nissan Skyline R33 that Tess actually drives now.
Oh yeah.
That was my first JDM car, my first introduction to drifting with Lex at Santa Pod, and I just crashed into some.
Oh. Ah. Yeah, I'm in the Supra in front of you that just came into you.
So yeah, that came about from that. And the BDC started in 2008. I entered a championship in 2009.
Sorry about my reverse entry then.
Yeah, nice. And won 4 out of 5 rounds in my first competitive year.
Ooh, that's a good way to start, isn't it?
It was, yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm okay at this. And then it's just progressed from there, really. The addiction grabbed hold of me, and here we are today, nearly 10 years later, really. Over 10 years, yeah. I've been drifting competitively 11 years now.
Well, no wonder you're so good then.
Not that good. Always learning. So
well, with drifting and with most things actually, there's always more to learn, isn't there? Though.
Whoa! I just had a bad off.
Oh, that was a bad off. I was expecting you to just like come in on my door and then you just.
I had a massive lag, I think, from the internet. My internet's pretty poor. So.
Someone said in chat, Martin is the best. I can agree with that thoroughly.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, no, that's a pretty cool way to get into it. I mean, obviously, drifting hasn't been huge for that long. So
no, and when I started my car, I kind of showed it for OP Oils. You probably heard of those guys.
Yeah.
At the time, going to Japanese shows and things like that, and then yeah, got introduced to Lex, who used to run drift demos and passenger rides at Santa Pod at the time, and he had a go in my car, showed me what it could do, and that's basically how I got hooked and addicted to it.
Yeah, it's a very addicting sport. Right, I'm coming in behind you this lap.
Whoa!
Oh!
Just hit that other guy.
Oh no! Ah! Right, go.
That was a shame. That was going to be good.
You did a little 360. I think we can accept that as a cool entry. But yeah, drifting on a sim is
Sorry.
it's quite a thing to get your head around, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to get your head around.
Lots of tracks to get your car around.
And trying to make the connection from real life. I mean, it's probably different for you. You've spent a lot of time on drifting, probably more time drifting on a sim than actually in real life, would you say? Or
yeah, that's probably accurate. Obviously, because I can just
the other way around. I've never had a sim before. There wasn't, when I started, there wasn't a set of Corsa games like that. There was barely a steering wheel you could have for a computer game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is like it takes quite a bit of. Oh, I'm running off. It takes you quite a while to get the actual connection between real drifting and this, but the actual physics of it and the fact that if you transition then and the person in front transitions then is accurate, That's when
it,
you can
like,
start like translating it over.
yeah, the physics and translating the line, you know, as well.
Yeah,
The track and your line chasing somebody and your position of the car. That's where the practice comes in, I think, and where it can really help in competition drifting as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the simulator is one of the reasons my progress where it is at the minute.
Definitely, and it's honestly the main reason I've gone and got one is with all this lockdown stuff, I feel a bit rusty, and it's a good way of practicing. And I've always wanted to go to Abisu,
And now you can.
I drove there today. It was the dream. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same for me, but now I've made that, now I've seen how good the track is there, I really want to go even more now.
It makes me, really want to plan a trip now.
Yeah,
and,
well, if you want to take me with you, you know you can just message me and I'll be up for that. It'll be a very fun trip.
Day,
But yeah. Anyway, so you were in Speed Freaks, which was really cool, on ITV4.
Yeah.
So yeah, how did you find that? I watched that and it was really good.
Yeah, so I've been really lucky in my drifting career. I've got introduced to lots of cool and interesting people and done some really cool and interesting things. I've done a bit of stunt driving on movies, music videos, things like that. And it was actually Paul McCallum from Jap Speed that introduced us to this production company who were interested in making a TV show. And yeah, we went for a screen test and ended up getting the job and got to make a 5-part series, which is really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, when I was watching that with my dad and we were like, this is great.
Good.
But yeah, I really want to see you in more things on TV.
Yeah, there's talks about doing a series 2, so
Wow.
or something else with the same product. So hopefully you may see some more of us on TV.
I hope so. But yeah, high nostalgic. So yeah, that was like really awesome. And
Thank you.
a question it's more of a personal question for me. I've only drifted in the UK at the minute. Is drifting different abroad?
The people are the same, you know, the people are really nice, everybody's lovely. All I'd say is different is the weather, for one, is a bit more guaranteed.
Yeah.
The track crazy, and for me it's a massive adventure of travelling across Europe, going to different countries that you might not necessarily ever get to go to, and do the sport that you love, and basically try and get yourself out there as many cool places and have as many cool experiences as you can. So 100% you need to get out there and do it one day, and don't be worried about making the journeys or making sacrifices to do what you love, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, was it last year that you did Iron Drift King?
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to do that this season. It might be next season now. We're not sure.
Yeah.
But that's
we'll
one thing that I'm really looking forward to whenever it happens. Have you got any tips for me for that?
What, for Iron Drift King?
Yeah. Apart from
Just
obviously
enjoy
just
it.
send it.
And send it, and don't be scared about the walls, because like it's a daunting track to look at, but when you actually drive it, it's not too scary, you know.
Yeah, I've been watching some people's runs and it looks like it's quite fun.
And yeah, as drift tracks go, that is the setting, one of the coolest settings for a drift track. So just go there and enjoy it. And you know, I expect I'll be there every year it's ran now for the foreseeable future. So I'm sure we'll see you there and help you along your journey there as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, everyone watching the stream, make sure you do drop a like. That really helps me out, and I know if you like what I'm doing, which is super awesome. But yeah, hope everyone is doing well whilst we're in lockdown.
I just cannot get this entry right into that first corner.
It's a very fast one.
Yeah.
Like, I have my speedometer on sometimes. I can see it's like over 100 mile an hour.
Is it?
Which is just mental.
you have to flick into that that little bit on the edge of the track, the little bit of tarmac.
Yeah, I flick, I hydro, and then I transition and then hydro again.
Yeah.
Which is quite a fancy way to enter a corner. But yeah. So, I'm just got my questions list blue tacked onto my computer.
Blue tack.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to fall off because my screen's getting really hot. But how are you finding the whole lockdown? Because obviously there's no drifting, but you found a good way to sort of combat that.
Very strange. Luckily I work for myself and working on my own, so I've got some really good customers who are still happy to carry on with the jobs we're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit. But other than that, it's just a very weird time. We don't know what to do with ourselves. Tess has had to cut my own hair.
That's
you
exciting.
go to a barber's, but yeah, it's just strange. Obviously, the whole lockdown idea is what's happening, and we're gonna try and keep spirits up and make the most of it. And I can tell you now, when we get out of this, we're gonna have one hell of a party and enjoy some drifting finally.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I mean, as soon as we get out of lockdown, my car's going to be done, and I think there's going to be so many celebratory drift days on.
Yeah, I think everybody is going to be enjoying themselves, and it's going to be great to see.
Yeah, I mean, I was really lucky with because I got like one of the last drift days at Three Sisters, which was absolutely awesome. But actually, at Three Sisters, there's quite an exciting story that people might not know about what happened to your car there last year.
Oh, when it blew up?
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, that was not last year, the year before.
Was it? I think I've been in drifting longer than I think, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was... I mean, you were like so good even after it happened. You were still celebrating, which is what's really cool.
I got to battle Dwayne McKeever, and we knew the engine was going to let go, but we had Dwayne McKeever of the battle, and it would have put us in an exciting place in the championship if we had won that battle or anything. So it was just something that had to happen, and you know, these things happen if you don't have failures. I think you've got to be the luckiest man alive. So
yeah, I mean, obviously we're not. Cars aren't made to be drifted.
Yeah.
But we still do it. Yeah. And yes, the title is wrong. It is episode 2, not episode 1. I'll change that after the stream. But yeah, anyway. So next, well, I suppose I'm gonna say next season, or it's gonna be next time you're drifting, championships wise. What are your aims? Apart from first, of course.
Obviously doing another series of Drift Masters. So going to campaign that championship again for when it all starts. Looking forward to getting back into that, and obviously I would love to win a round again. I would love to get into, I think I was 4th, 5th place in the championship last year.
Nice.
I want to better that. I want to do better and hopefully get a top 3 finish if we can.
I think you can get a top 1 finish personally.
Oh, I'd love to, but it's not only just having good skill.
Yeah,
you
it's...
need things to work in your favour. You need a lot of luck. You need a good team behind you. You need a great car. So all those things need to come together, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you've got the resources. I mean, obviously you can never guarantee whether your car's gonna break.
No.
But yeah.
But yeah, we've got the best team, Driftworks, the car, all my other great sponsors, and basically that's, I'm in the best position to fight for a championship like that and do the best job. So I'm just really looking forward to getting stuck in and started, to be honest.
Yeah, I think with the right amount of obviously luck of your car not breaking, you've got this.
Thanks, man.
Like, you're a proper good driver.
And I really want to, fly the flag for the UK and, represent, let's say. Yeah, represent in the best way.
Yeah. I mean, I think out of all the people in drifting, you're the person that I want to battle the most as well.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be so cool when we get a chance to do that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know if all of you guys have seen that are watching, but in some of my older vlogs, you're definitely in there teaching me, like,
Yep, yeah, all those
lots of
times
really
that
good stuff.
T-side
T-side,
was progress, yeah.
yeah, that was really, really good, and I could tell, like, as soon as I did what you said, it just made so much more sense.
Good. And
And
that's
like, you
really
never
good
gave
to be able
me
to give that,
advice that was like a bit,
yeah,
yeah.
give
Your
that advice. And
advice,
it's great to see when you give somebody a bit of advice, like, you know, I tried helping you getting the entries right into T-side and the line and everything, and when you actually got it, you're so buzzing, and that's just really makes me feel happy and, you know, enjoyment that I've helped somebody in that little amount, you know.
yeah. I mean, just like from a few words of your advice, I could get a flick entry, which was something that I'd never done, and it was quite a big step for me because obviously I'd done little flick entries, but on a
Yeah,
80, 70 mile an hour track, it was like a big step for my
quite scary,
driving.
yeah, yeah. And you manned up to it and you did a good job, so well done.
Someone's just said, "This is so good. Can't believe I'm interviewing the King of Riga." Oh, oh, nearly came off track then. So here's a sort of more of a fantasy question.
Yeah.
If you had like all the money in the world, money's not an object at all, and you could build a car, what would it be, and how would it be
This
sort
is a
of
hard
set
one
up?
that never really gets thought about enough, but probably should do, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, I keep going off there. If money was no object, there's all sorts of crazy cars I'd like to do. But a project I've actually given some thought over is one of the new Alfa Romeo Giulias.
oh, that's an
Giulia, I think?
interesting
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, really cool looking car. Yeah, and I'd really like to make one of those a full-blown professional pro car, you know?
Yeah, I've never actually thought about making one of them into a drift
Yeah,
car.
because I would, you know, if you want to stand out in drifting, it's good to do something different, and I think it'd be a really cool different car that nobody's done yet.
Yeah.
Somebody will beat me to it before I ever get a chance to do it, but...
Well, you've told everyone now.
Yeah, exactly. The cat's out the bag. But yeah, I'd love to do something cool like that. So if I had an unlimited budget, I would probably pursue that and make it awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you in that car, that's quite suiting. I feel like that would be really cool. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's watching right now. I think this is probably one of the best streams I've done, which is really good. And I'm pretty sure it's because of you, Martin, because...
Well, thank you very much. I'm new to this streaming world, and I think it's really, really cool. And yeah, I'll have to maybe see you again sometime for the same again.
Yeah, it'd be so cool. So I think I'm nearly running out of questions already.
Cool. So what are your plans this year? What's your aspirations? What do you want to do?
Well, what if
you're building a new car at the moment? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're building an LS3 PS13, which is hopefully, yeah, it's hopefully going to be a bit of a monster. Is the plan? Oh, everyone's crashing. And yeah, we're starting off with a stock LS3, but we're going to upgrade the engine with sort of my driving, you could say.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing IDS, Irish Drift Series, Iron Drift King, and Drift Cup, and maybe get into BDC is sort of my aim.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so
we were actually talking about you last night with Lockdown Beers with Adam Simmons.
Yeah, I did see that. That was very good. Thanks for that.
We were making predictions of when you would actually be in the pro class of BBC. So you've got 2 years basically, mate. 2 seasons.
I'll try do it in one. I'll try do it in one.
No pressure, eh?
But yeah, no, my plans are pretty big. But also, speaking of the online world, you and Tess have started a YouTube channel that I've seen, which looks super awesome. So what are your sort of plans of that? What should we be
Well,
expecting?
we were all of last year. We were filming lots of footage for Driftworks vlogs.
Yeah.
But with Driftworks being very, very busy, I presume, we didn't actually manage to get any content out there. So we were stuck with a load of footage and, you know, thought it was a bit of a waste. People not seeing it really. So
Yeah.
we decided to make that little montage of our 2019 season. If any of you guys haven't seen it yet, go and check out Martin and Tess on YouTube. Like and subscribe to the channel and check out the video.
Definitely go and do that.
From there, we've basically just decided to do our own little YouTube series and show you guys what we get up to. The bad stuff, the good stuff, the ugly stuff, the arguments, you know, basically the life of a couple who are living the drift life.
Yeah, I mean that when I re-upload this as an actual video, I will put a link to the channel in the description. But yeah, as we see that YouTube have been on TV, so YouTube is going to be small fry for you guys.
YouTube's a big thing nowadays, and
yeah, it's definitely sort of getting up there with not watching normal TV.
Yeah, I kind of watch more YouTube than I do normal TV.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
On there, and you know, it's important for drivers, you know, to show yourself off and everything, your sponsors, and do good things. So it's something we really want to do and move with the times.
Yeah, I mean, obviously YouTube is massive now, which is great because anyone can get started on it.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. Oh.
Should really change gear there.
Someone just went straight onto my door and just tapped me around. So yeah, anyone who wants to join on in the server, it's the Drift Games Bash server that we're just using at the minute. But yeah, thanks for everyone who's saying that they're enjoying the stream.
Sorry for my very poor driving, but I'm still much learning these cars and sim driving. So, but I'm having fun. That's the main thing, and learning lots. So.
Yeah. Have you driven an R32 in this sim world yet?
So actually, Sam Sheffield, who's a good friend of mine, competes in Virtual Drift Championship.
Yeah.
And he drives a replica of my car.
Oh yes, I've seen this now. I remember.
So he's sent me that car, and I can't drive it at all yet.
Yeah.
A bit too gnarly.
You have to do baby steps when you start the sim.
Exactly. So I'm starting in a lot, let's say, simpler cars to drive, less horsepower, less crazy setups, and then hopefully progress to that car and have the real thing. I mean, my sim setup, I've concentrated on making the steering wheel placement, the handbrake and the gear shifter all in the exact same positions as the competition car.
Yeah.
Just so it feels more natural and I can make that transfer over, if you know what I mean, to
real life.
The real life, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of your real life car, I'm sure some of my subscribers are actually just into cars and haven't even got into like the main drift scene. So can you explain to them what you drive, the power, and all the cool stuff you've done to it? Obviously,
okay,
not.
It's a R32 Nissan Skyline GTS-T. It's been in the Driftworks camp since 2004.
Wow. I was -1.
Yeah, it's actually we think the longest standing competition drift car in the world.
I think that it has to be.
Yeah, so it's gone through various guises, various upgrades throughout the years. At the moment now it's a 1.5 JZ engine, so it's a 2 JZ bottom end, 1 JZ head. Big Borg Warner turbo, 650 horsepower-ish. Sequential gearbox, 6-speed sequential gearbox, wise fab front and rear, quick change differential. Basically all the parts a modern pro competition car kind of needs or works. Oh, sorry mate.
Sorry. Yeah, it sounds like you got a recipe for a
Yeah.
monster of a car there.
Yeah.
You said
and then
650
coupled
horsepower,
that-
so casually.
Yeah, coupled that, it's a Driftworks car, so it has to look cool. It basically has most of the Driftworks catalogue on the car.
Yeah.
Works wheels, HSD, CS2 suspension, all the Driftworks seats, harnesses, handbrake, all of those good bits that Driftworks sell in their shop.
Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a lot of stuff from Driftworks for the E30, and
Yeah.
I've actually got a full Driftworks rear end on the PS13.
Cool.
And I've got to say, the stuff that I've tried out so far works super good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Driftworks was set up by drifters who have a passion, so they know all. Oh, sorry, I'm just cutting you up there.
No, it's fine. I was
They
on the
know
grass.
all the bits they sell are made and used for drifting, so people can buy it knowing that they are. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Knowing that they've got a good product, good reliable product as well. So.
Yeah, their stuff is super good.
Yeah. They don't just do stuff for drifting nowadays. They do a lot of stuff for stance cars.
Yeah, I've seen lots of the street
anything.
stuff. Looks really cool.
Yeah.
So
work wheels are cool.
yeah, they really are.
Cool.
So I know you probably get asked this a lot. I know I do. But any tips for people getting into drifting? It's a very common question.
Well, if you're a first timer and you want to get into drifting and give it a go, we actually run a drift school called RDX Drift Academy. So look up those. We do experiences starting from right at beginners to people wanting to get into the sport professionally, really. So check us out there. Be prepared to, be prepared to make mistakes, a lot of mistakes.
Yes, mistakes do happen.
Crash your car.
But that's how you learn, isn't it?
And yeah, it's a massive lifestyle change. So if you want to do it at any kind of level, you have to sacrifice so much to be able to do it.
Yeah, there are
but if
sacrifices, but they're definitely worth it.
Yeah, if you're prepared to do that and you're prepared to work at it, you'll have so much good rewards and have the best time of your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my advice.
I think I probably need to steal some of your lines then for when people ask me, how do you get into drifting? Because obviously, as you said there's so much you need to sacrifice that people don't actually realise.
Yeah. People think it's all glory, the racing driver's dream or whatever, but in actual fact, I say this a lot, 90% of it is working on your car or fixing things.
Or doing promotion stuff.
5 to 10% of enjoyment,
Yeah, but I think doing all the work for it behind the scenes that people don't see makes it better in the end, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like the glory is so good when you if you hit a corner or you get a result.
You're driving on track and doing awesome things, it makes up for all of that stuff, that the bad times, let's say.
Yeah. Everything, well, most of the time things pay off, which is super good. Oh, I'm both concentrating coming into this corner.
Oh, it's coming in on your door there.
Oh, keep it going, Martin. You got it. A bit of a role reversal, me being the one that can do it.
Yeah, that's doing awesome.
Yeah, you were pretty much like from when I first got into drifting. Fortunately, we had you to sort of help us through, which is really good. And you, as we've said before, at Teesside, and also just helping us out with advice is really helpful. So thanks.
Yeah, well, you're making me blush a bit now, man. But seriously, I didn't get any of this when I started drifting. It was just like try different things and see what happens. So I'm so happy to be able to help people like yourself out, whether it's just the advice, setup advice, a friendly ear to listen to, and yeah, it's great to see, and I really hope you all the best in your journey as well, and I think it's going to be an awesome journey.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Hopefully we can get a battle together soon. That'll be super cool.
tonight you are schooling me in the virtual world. So thanks for that.
To be honest, I'm a bit sloppy. But yeah, no. Once you get the hang of the virtual thing, it clicks and it really works.
I'm really looking forward to it because there's definitely some fun to be had in this world.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, I think that was a very, very good interview. We're going to finish up now. Thanks to everyone who was watching. Please do give the stream a like, and go and subscribe to Tess and Martin, because their channel is super cool. Even I'm waiting to see all the cool stuff they're going to post. But thank you, Martin.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
And I'll see you guys soon.
Yep, see you all later.